What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Welcome back to the second test match in this three-match test series against India. I'm still buzzing after our win last time around. Looks as though India have made one change. They've brought in Ishant Sharma and Mohammad Sami. So they're going with no spinners. They do only have 4 out-and-out bowlers. None of those guys in their top 7 can bowl, so that is a bit of a concern. We've gone with an unchanged lineup. Was possibly thinking of taking Hetmeyer out, but I think, you know what, we'll give him another chance. See how he does go. The pitch is looking like an absolute road. Once again, we have lost the toss. We're going to have a bowl. And I think it is going to be a lot harder than we did find last time to grab ourselves the victory. India will be coming out firing, you would have to think. And we are going to need to be very, very good, especially on this very good pitch. Weather looks fine, the pitch is perfect, the bounce is very good, so it is an absolute road. And you think that the classy Indian players here will definitely go and do a fine job at scoring some runs, because not a lot of them did it in the last episode, to be fair. It was only really Rahane with that 100 in the second innings. Everyone else did struggle quite a bit. And Joseph, what a tour, to be fair, he is having so far. I think that is possibly, he only picked up the 2 wickets in the last game, but his 3rd wicket, he is really bringing that test bowling average down, 31, so it has gone up a little bit since we did last check. But to be bowling to these Indians in Indian conditions is a very tough thing to do. And to be picking up wickets, and picking up big wickets as well. You know, it's not just the tail enders that he's going after. He is going after those top order guys that do a very decent job. Rahul gone here, LBW. So 2 wickets in the space of, oh, actually 2 wickets there in the space of a couple of overs. With Holder the first, then Joseph with the second. Good catch by Dowrich. He is proving to be a very integral part, it must be said, of this test lineup. It is very hard to change it now with the format that we do have, and there's not really too many other players, I guess, knocking on the door domestically that can come in. There are a few young players that I have said in the last episode are in the squad, but again, when your team's winning and your team's playing well, like our team is playing here now, which hasn't happened a lot in the career mode, you don't really want to change it for change's sake. You just want to kind of keep it as it is. And Virat Kohli, I was going to say Kohli picked up a 50, but it was actually Pujara who has done it. And I'm going to bring the spinners on and just bowl spin for the next basically 10 overs till we get the new ball. We do manage to get a wicket, which again is more than I expected. Kohli going for a big shot against a left arm spinner, turning away, and that is a good catch out in the deep by Braithwaite, the hero, man of the match from the last game. Warrican gets his first wicket. Bishu gone wicketless so far. Warrican test bowling average 39. I would like that to come down. Depends a lot, I guess, also on the places that they have played. You know, very possibly he has gone and played all his matches in Australia. You know, South Africa, where spin isn't really a huge integral part of the game. You know, a lot of the pitches are made for batting, seam bowling, swing bowling, if we're talking about England. 100 for Pujara. He has moved on to that from about 200 balls, so he has done a decent enough job. And India, see, this is my worry, that India have gone and put this big total on the board. Joseph gets his 3rd, LBW Rahane for 55. But my concern is, and Pandey has not had a good start to his test career. He's gone. Joseph's got 4. Is that in the past, when we have against any nation, even against some of the lesser nations, when we have bowled first and a team's got away from us like they have here, we just absolutely collapse with the bat. Things just do not go away. No one sticks around. No one scores any runs. And it is rather depressing. Pujara moving along nicely here. 164 at lunch on day number 2. India have got basically 400 runs on the board. So it is going to be, as we said, a very tough ask. Warrican has got another one there. So the pitch starting to turn a little bit. And that is why I did want to bat first. You know, bat first, get a good score on the board. Hopefully the pitch breaks up, and come day 5 it is just going to turn an absolute mile. But we're starting to see a little bit of turn now. The spinners are getting the job done. I might bring back just because I really want Joseph to get his 5 for. I'm going to bring him back and try and get something out of him. But we have bowled a lot of overs, coming up on 140. Jeez. Pujara moving in on the 200. You know what, I'm just going to keep these guys going, keep the seamers going. Actually, we'll bring you off, just because we don't want anyone getting injured. And there we go, Pujara has actually brought up the 200 just before tea on day number 2. 7 overs till the new ball is due, so it is going to be the spinners that will do the bulk of the work from here. Bishu is getting another one. I really want to get that new ball, get Joseph in and get him to nick out Pujara. You know, what better feeling than getting the new ball, getting your 5 for, than nicking out a guy who's on 200. But that's not going to be the case, as Bishu is going to wrap up the tail, as we've seen so many times before. But India definitely in control of this game. 473 on the board. We're going to need a very pedestrian innings from you again, Mr. Braithwaite. But the pitch is playing quite a lot better, and I just really want to try and get through this session. That's why I haven't gone and put that aggression up without losing a wicket, which is what we've done. So task 1 done. We finish day 2, 49 for none. Still 400 plus behind. I don't want to go too defensive here, because we are still potentially a chance, and we don't want to just bat time, because then the pitch is going to break up and it's going to make things difficult for us later on. But that's 2 sessions in a row without a wicket. Evans 80 not out at the moment, moving very nicely, it must be said. Braithwaite has just picked up his 50, and I must say this partnership really does complement each other well. Has Lewis got to his... Oh, he has missed out again. I don't think he's got a test 100. No, I'm wrong. He does have a test 100, but I think a couple of times he has been quite close to that 3-figure mark before he has gone and got himself out. And you'd have to say there probably isn't a better stage set for young Hepmeyer here. Did struggle in the first test, but he's got a fairly decent batting pitch to bat on here. And I did say that none of the top 7 did bowl. We are seeing Manish Pandey coming in, chucking down some off spin. So that is interesting. Chase gone again. What do we do with Roston Chase? What do we do with him? Such an experienced guy. Did score 47. Again, we're going on how he's got an average just above 37. So he is decent. He's an experienced player in this side. Does bowl handy off spin, which could come in handy here later on as the game wears on. Hope has just been absolutely cleaned up by Bahumrah. And Darich is going to get the same treatment. So the new ball is working a treat at the moment here for the Indians. Bahumrah getting Hope, and then Shami getting Darich in quick succession. 50 for Hepmeyer. Again, glad that I stuck with him. Need to look past, and that's something that I do have a problem with, especially with Chase, Roston Chase as well, is looking past. If guys go through a bad run, not putting too much pressure, you know, on myself to drop them. 50 for Holder. Just because, you know, Hepmeyer is still only 21 years of age. So he's got at least 10 years left, probably more, in his test career. And he's doing a fairly decent job here, it must be said. Warrican is in. He did score a 50, remember, in that first... No, he was short of the 50. I think he scored 49. He has only made 1 here today, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. And we do have Hepmeyer on 99, and he has gone and got it. So glad that I did stick with him. There's his first 100, and as we can see, just 21 years of age, but has already played 12 test matches, 11 one-day internationals. He is a very good one-day international player and a very good strike rate in the 2020s as well. So very promising player, very promising number 3 for the West Indies going forward. And even Kemar Roach. You know it must be a good pitch when Kemar Roach is getting in on the runs. India are only about 70 odd ahead now, and Hepmeyer, well, we did talk about his one-day ability. He's probably gone for a shot there that was not required. But 124 of 239 deliveries is a good knock at that. And hopefully Bishu can stick around, because Roach is actually doing a decent job here. He is doing a decent job, but he's gone for 4. we've done a hell of a lot better than I thought we would. We did used to have that mentality that if 400 plus was put on us, that we would absolutely crumble and get rolled for less than 200. That was not the case today. The top three really standing out. Braithwaite 61, Lewis 96, Hepmeyer 124, and then some good contributions from the captain, Jason Holder 58, and Kemar Roach 40, which possibly might be, no, not his highest test score, that was 41, but we will definitely take that 40 down there. It does also mean that we're halfway through session 2 on day 4. India are 54 ahead, so you'd have to think that possibly the draw is a real, with that batting performance, that the draw is a real possibility here, which given the position that we were in, I will take. Joseph's gone and got another one, so he now has 5 for the match, and this is good. I am liking this new Windies mentality, and things are getting done. We're playing well, wickets are getting taken. Let's just bring on a cheeky couple of overs of spin before, oh, it's worked a treat. I was going to say spin just before the breaks seems to work a treat. That's a bit of a dodgy LBW decision if you ask me, but we will go and take it. 1 minute left, and India have lost 3 for 39 in that session there. So I don't want to say still game on, but we have still a good chance in this game. If we can roll these guys, you know, for another 100 runs or so, be chasing 200 on the last day, which I don't think is going to happen now because there's only an hour left, and we've got Kohli and Pujara in, who are just doing an absolute job at the moment of keeping us out. Bring Warrican back in. I was going to say, before that, had not gone for any runs, but he has gone and picked up another wicket, so this is good, and it is good to have that second spinner in the side, because, again, we didn't really have that. We had Bishu, and the one days we've got Narayan, so we use him basically all the time, but obviously has retired from test matches. But to have Warrican, I know he does spin it the same way as Bishu, turns it away most of the time from the right-handers. That one there has just been the arm ball. I think that stayed on with the arm, but he is doing absolute bits and pieces here, and we will take this. I think if we can get, and we probably are looking like we will get a draw from this game, we can take that as a moral victory, because that means that we cannot lose the series. We can draw the series, but we cannot lose it from this position. So we will definitely go and take that. Day 5, India 200 ahead. That is really what we wanted to be chasing. Not even really sure if or when they will declare. The pitch is still playing pretty good. It's still 3-bar, 3-bar, so I don't imagine too many demons here on day 5, which is what I kind of was expecting if we did bat first and did get some runs on the board, that we would be able to get the spinners doing a job on day 5, but that does not seem to be the case. But in saying that, the spinners are still getting the job done. I don't mind that India haven't declared here, because it could turn pear-shaped. Things are still definitely in the balance here, I would say. The spinner's getting the job done. Come on, Warrican. He's not going to get the 5 for. So we roll India for 226 in the second innings. The wrong in from Bishu there goes and gets the job done. 3 wickets apiece for Warrican and Bishu. Joseph picking up 1 and Kemar Roach getting the other. None for Captain Jason Holder. 281 runs required for the win. We're not going to get that. I don't even know why they put our aggression up there. 23 minutes left. And we just, I guess, really need to take this, you know, session by session, hour by hour, over by over, get some batting practice in. I'll be tempted if we do, ideally we won't lose a wicket from here to the end of the game. If we do lose a wicket from here to the game, I am tempted to bring in Roston Chase at number 3, just to try and get him a little bit of batting practice before the third and final test. But this is good. We probably, I don't want to say that we could have gone after this. Lewis with a 50. Braithwaite he has got there now. I was going to say he is getting very, very close. But I think he has possibly, he has holed out there. So as I said, we will bring in Roston Chase. I think that was Pandy with another wicket. Jesus. Just when I said that no one in their top 7 did that, Darich hasn't been in very good form, so we'll bring him in. Just to change it around a little bit and just try and get some guys. I mean, I know it's not long, but still, that's an 8 not out. And a not out does confidence to you. It gives you confidence, so you've got to be happy with that. Pujara, the man of the match for his 217 not out. If we could have managed to really, I guess, get rid of him a little bit earlier on, you'd have to think that possibly we could have been looking at another win here for the Windies. But positives to take out of the game again. Warrican, a very good job, taking 4 for, Bishu 7 for, we know what he can do. Hetmeyer with that debut 100. Lewis again going close, but twin 50s for him. I think twin 50s for Braithwaite as well. We did have a very good opening partnership, so we will take that on board. Still 1-0 with 1 game left to play, so we are going to draw, would you believe, the series with India in India. So it doesn't, as I said, get much bigger than that. But anyway, guys, do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, leave me a comment. Always enjoy reading and replying to those. And until next time, ka kite anoa. See you soon.